This is for the field.
My name is coordinator of this great group. Your Excellency, the governor of this adults, Secretary of State Government, dear President, other people, and take them in prayers for development of this. Your Excellency, on this note, permit me to hand over to the program manager.
Your Excellency, my name is Mega Agenda. Your Excellency, data information is key. And upon that, having embraced that vision, stakeholders as well as the local government authorities, and we were able to, they were assembled and were trained intensively to gather this. Intensive training was done in batches in line with the COVID-19 safety technological team. They were able to provide for us no fewer than 500 were capturing the feed. They will be able to identify, pinpoint, and correct before this data become available for our various stakeholders to use. Database administrators, 5 of this team, they are for our communications officers, while the other 5 are administrative support staff. Your Excellency, at this point, I would like to assure you that we are confident that the data that's going to be generated through this process is going to be reliable and above all will be of the utmost integrity. Because like I mentioned, we are subjected to it builds in us this confidence. We now see where you get your doggedness and your courage to stand for and to make sure that what is right is what prevails in our state. For that, we say we thank you and we want to join you. And I believe as I speak on behalf of as many of my team, well over 1,200, that Mamwigbe. We are ready, Momo, that because you have led the fight for us. Nuna Kaonima. So we are ready. Magasimo Sege Ewuna. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. At this point, we'll be calling upon my brother from the GIS. Thank you very much, sir.
Your Excellency, all protocols duly GIS, and I'm also the State Project Manager for DLI-5. Sir, what Edo GIS has contributed to this project is to provide the base data set which we will use for this enumeration project. We have also provided human resources as well as the training with the project implementation team. From the GIS perspective, we have recruited a team of 20 individuals and we have trained them. They have GIS background. We've trained them with the use of Quantum GIS and ArcGIS, which are cutting-edge mapping softwares. We have also developed a workflow which involves the vectorization and digitizing of building footprints from high-resolution imagery. Your Excellency, the workflow is designed in such a way that while the enumerators identify each building on the base map via their enumeration pad, the location feature of each of the enumerated buildings allows us to uniquely match the location of the image we are vectorizing. In other words, this process of workflow ends with a geoprocessing algorithm that replicates the data stored in the field with the data that is being vectorized in the office. The workflow also accommodates the vectorizing of streets and road network from the satellite imagery, and we are able to create and update our very own digital road network via this process. This is made possible because the field enumerators will be capturing addresses, and with that we are able to identify the streets that are being mapped out in the office. Your Excellency, this workflow we have developed is it seems like it has many processes, but we have tested it and it is very reliable and it is very successful. At this point, I would like to hand over to Mr.
Good morning, Your Excellency, the State Coordinator, Edo Soko. I want to, on behalf of the management and staff of Edo Soko Baseki, on its visionary drive of ensuring that the state of various types of data that government can use to do any strategic planning for the purpose of enhancing the welfare of Edo State citizens. Your Excellency, sir, prior to this, you provided a conducive, furnished working environment for Edo Soko staff. We have 72 enumerators who are already in the field, gathering data throughout the 12 LGAs that is currently ongoing. You assisted us in 50 enumerators, additional 50 enumerators that will help us to enhance the data gathering and targeting. So therefore, we now have a total of 122 enumerators who will comb the nook and crannies of the targeted LGAs, which are already Igor, Igbobaha, as pilot. We are poised more than ever to achieve your vision and deliver on the mandate given to us. The State Social Register presently has 128,684 poor and vulnerable households with over 480,000 members. And several agencies, organizations have mined from the State Social Register, such as the UNDP, UN Women, Edo Health Insurance Commission, etc., for intervention. The State Social Register is very open and accessible to all possible interventions by government, development partners, donors agencies, corporate organizations, civil society organizations, as well as individuals. Permit me to say, Your Excellency, that we in Soko have never received this kind of huge support in our mandate of building the State Social Register of the poor and vulnerable household across the 18 local governments in the state, which is a clear indication of your commitment to ameliorating the plight of the common man on the street, who find it very difficult and challenging to make a living, let alone take care of their wards. Your Excellency, sir, we humbly crave your indulgence as a listening governor and in line with the popular Oliver Twist saying that Oliver will always have more, for us to achieve social welfare of the enumerators, among other things, to enable us give the desired result within the shortest possible time. Mr. Governor, sir, we in Edo Soko are committed to your cause deeply thank you for the opportunity given to us to be among those who will drive the Edo Mega project to its logical conclusion. Thank you and God bless.
Excellency, thank you for this laudable project, first of its kind. You are a pace setter, which we are gratefully awaiting for your remarks, sir. Before we
Please be seated. Your Excellency, members of all of you, I want to thank all of you, particularly the team that has been put together on this very unique project, which we call Data to Make Edo Great Again. As you all know, they say, those who fail to plan only plan to fail. And one of the biggest challenges we have in our country today is that we do not have any clear plan as to where we want to go. In Edo, we know where we want to go. And my responsibility is to lead you to plan carefully where we want to go. In my inauguration speech, I made it clear that one of the things, the legacies this administration will leave is a roadmap, a very, very clearly thought out roadmap and plan as to where Edo will be in the year 2050. That is, we're going to be starting a process of putting together a long-term development plan, a 30-year development plan for Edo State. And therefore, this project has to be one of the very first in the life of this administration to actualize this hope and this dream. You have started a very, very unique style and way of doing things in this country. I believe this is the first time I am aware of in the last 12 years I've been associated with governance in Edo State, where the local governments and MDAs are coming together in one project to build something that they will all use together. See, one of the biggest drawbacks in governance in Nigeria is waste. Let me not say corruption, waste. And it comes in different forms. But the biggest one is that we all want to work in silos, either as agencies or as governments. So you find 3, 5, 7 agencies doing exactly the same thing differently and not talking to each other. So most of the money we spend in government, in fact, out of what we spend, we could spend a fraction if we only collaborated with each other, or we had one central place where we all could go in and get the information we need. So this exercise, as far as I'm concerned, is going to be one of the most critical exercises for governance in our state. And I am so glad that it is being championed by very young people, because it is about you, it's about your future. Let us stop this habit. Let's get out of a culture of not being accurate, not being transparent, by not putting data out there. You ask people, how many are you? You say, we plenty. I mean, how many are you, Maboon? Because you don't, but you know that you can count. These people can count, but they don't want to. Because maybe they think that if they give you that number, then tomorrow you will have something to hold them with, hold them on. So we should move, because if we don't know how many we are, we will not know how to plan. We know how to use the limited resources we have to plan for the larger majority of our people. That is why we need data. There's no rocket science to development. If we know how many people are being born today, we know how many people exist, we know their ages, we'll therefore be able to determine how many teachers to employ, how many classrooms to build, how many hospitals. But without all of this, it's just guesswork. That is why we need data. In a post-COVID world, where so many people have been displaced, the people, just imagine somebody, like a young girl who used to sell with her mother on Benin Gobazuwa Road. Right? They sell plantain, they sell snails every day. And that is how she was born. She is now 25. She has never woken up woke up one day and there's no traffic on that road for her to sell. And she wakes up because of COVID and there was no vehicles. They couldn't sell. They didn't sell for weeks. That family automatically, how do we track them? Or that young man who used to run after vehicles in Oluku Junction selling handkerchiefs. Those people have become extremely poor, but we don't have a social register to capture them. And we can't continue to behave as if they don't exist. They are human beings like us. So this exercise is to capture as much information so that we can plan. We can determine over the next several years. We must finish and complete everything we're doing now. 4 years, 10 years is a very short time frame in the life of a country. But you can't be who you are as a country. You can't achieve your full potential if you don't even know what you have. Neither can you determine where you are going. I'm going to be launching this project today with a huge sense of joy and excitement. Because when we got together less than a month ago, and we said, look, let's us do this. Let's call everybody together. It looked a very difficult and awesome task. But coming into this room today and seeing what you have done in less than 4 weeks gives me such hope that we're on the right track. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning. We are going to do this across the entire state. We are going to, it's a continuous exercise. Planning is not stop and go. It is continuous. All of you who have been trained today, and many more who will be trained in the use of technology, you are really lucky. Because like one of you said, these skills will continue to be enhanced and be improved on. Because what you are doing touches every aspect of our lives. Security, food sufficiency, healthcare, education, and on and on and on. Planning, environment, natural assets, natural resources. It will just go on and on. So we will continue to need your skills. And by the grace of God, you will not be idle. Let me use this opportunity to thank the agencies, particularly the federal agencies that have collaborated with us. Significant of them is the National Census Commission, right? Who helped us with maps, and the Nigerian Identity Company, NIMSI, and all the other agencies who we're hoping we can collaborate with, UNICEF, WHO, and many other agencies who have been talking to us. This is a very unique project in the life of our administration, and hopefully, like one of you said, I'm hoping that the country will benefit from this, and realize that it is just not about us talking about what we need to do. We all know that we need data. We all know that data is relevant for planning. We all know that planning is important. What you are doing, which is very unique and different, is how to do it. Biggest challenge in our country is execution, making it happen. And with what we are doing this morning, I am so glad, I'm truly, truly excited that we have a generation of people, we have a generation of young men and women, of administrators, of local government employees who can make it happen. So on that note, I want to thank you. And I know someone said I will need to go outside and join the rest of your colleagues to formally launch this project. Thank you very much.
The Deputy Governor, the Right Honorable the Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, of the Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable the Edo State Government, Barrister, all local government chairmen who are here, I mean, my dear data capture officers. Today, again, you are making history. History because this project was put together less than a month ago. And within that period, look at what you have produced. We have produced an army and women who are commencing the project to gather the data, the information which we need to make Edo great again. This project, as you know, is a collaboration of very many agencies in government. The local governments, Ministry of Planning, and on, so that we all go out and get data, capture data electronically into one system so that we have the information to plan for Edo State. They say those who fail to plan, they plan to fail. And by the grace of God, Edo will not fail. Edo can only move forward. You are all undertaking a very unique project. It has not happened in this country as far as I know. Where you train a first batch of 1,200 people, young men and women, to go outside, to go door to door across the communities in the state to obtain information, to obtain data on our people. You are going to be going from door to door to find out about our people, to find out about their living conditions, to find out about their security situation, to find out about their livelihoods. Those who cannot afford to feed themselves, those who are poor, those who are working, those who are wealthy and have homes. We want to get information on each and every one of them so that we can plan better for them. Use this opportunity to appeal to all residents of Edo State to cooperate with government and with these young men and women who are going to be coming, knocking at your doors to collect vital information and data from you. We need the information so that we can plan for you. By the time we finish this exercise, we'll be able to account for most of our people. We'll be able to know the conditions under which they live. We'll be able to plan for them to improve those conditions. I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal agencies that have cooperated with us and collaborated with us, particularly the National Census Bureau, who have made maps available, our technology partners who have helped us with the software to update the devices which you are going to be using, the National Identity Management Company, and all other agencies that have supported this project. Like I said, it is a very unique project. It is one that we are totally committed to. Because as you recall, in my inauguration speech, I did say that one of the things we'll leave, one of our legacies for Edo State will be Edo in 2050, which is a detailed regional, urban, social plan of what Edo will be like in 30 years' time. We cannot plan for 30 years or plan 30 years ahead when we don't know what our situation is today. That is why this exercise is very, very important. You are doing this for you. You are doing this for your children. So don't just see it as another job. See it as building your future, your own contribution to building your future. I hear you have been here for a while, that you have received high quality training, but this is just the beginning. Take this assignment very seriously. There are very many aspects of it that you will benefit directly from. I will not say more. My advice is take this assignment very seriously. It might be one of those things that will define your future. So I'm here today to join you to launch this laudable and unique program. I am going to start so by wearing my own hat. And to say that I am now sending you out to go to all the crannies and corners of Edo State to collect data which will make Edo great again. So, with your vests, I now mandate you to wear them and go out and make Edo great again. Thank you very much.